Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31 and verse 31.
Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
So he said, not of the old covenant, but the new covenant under Christ. That's what I'm established now. With who? The nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Which my covenant they break.
We broke God's covenant over and over and over. Go ahead. The new covenant under Christ. That's what I'm established now. With who? The nation of Israel. Go ahead. Right.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord.
Slow down. With the house of who?
Those days, saith the Lord.
No, with the house of who?
With the house of Israel.
With the house of Israel. All right. So the Most High established this second covenant with the house of Israel. Hebrews 8 and 7. All right.
For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second.
Because if we did what the Most High said to do, then Christ wouldn't have had to come. But, you know, the Most High know his people, that we're rebellious, that we stiff-necked.
Finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord.
It sounds like we just read this in Jeremiah 31. The Bible is redundant. It says the same thing over and over. All right. It's just reaffirming in the New Testament. All right. Go ahead.
When I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right. So the Most High said, I'm going to make a new covenant, which is the same covenant, but a new covenant, meaning under Christ. No more sacrifices. All right.
Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, to do thy will, O Lord.
That to do Christ's will was to do the Father's will, which was to bring about the what? What are we talking about? The old and the what?
New covenant.
New covenant. That was the will of Christ, because it was the will of God. He was to bring about the new covenant.
He taketh away the first.
The first what, brothers? Covenant. Read on.
That he may establish the second.
The second what, brothers?
Covenant.
And it's called the old what? Old covenant. And the what?
New covenant.
So the question is, when will we be under the new covenant? We was under the new covenant when who died, brothers?
Christ.
There you go. That was the beginning of the new covenant. And when he was on the earth, he was already showing you glimpses of what it would be. That was the beginning of the new covenant. And when he was on the earth, he was already showing you glimpses of what it would be.
So from there, let's go to Luke 1 and 68. Christ ultimately came to do what? Take away us from sacrifice and to give us what? To adopt us back to the Most High and give us what? Salvation. And to give us what? To adopt us back to the Most High and give us what? Salvation. And give us what? Salvation.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha Ha Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, you fellow followers and believers of this faith, and shalom to the elect. So I remember doing a video on IUIC a while ago on this new covenant, but I just took a look at their breakdown of Jeremiah 31, which is also in Hebrews 8, and we didn't see the breakdown. They just tend to stop. So I found that kind of unusual. What I also found kind of crazy is that their doctrines, their teachings, is nothing more than an inflated version of Christian church, of the Christian church. And it's easy to see how the next level of Christianity can be taken when these people who are Christians can see this, and this makes sense why he goes to these churches, right? because the churches can see, oh, we're similar in doctrine. It's just that God just came for us, black people, right? Israelites, so-called black people. This is all we pretty much see in his camps. Or you might see some Hispanics. But if they were truly out for the elect would look like multiple nations. So are they truly out for the elect or colored people, so to speak? But anyway, I find this weird, and then right there where they teach, they got this thing that says Christ. Right there, Christ is right between them. So it's clear to see how you can get misunderstood as someone who would follow this group, because it's the closest thing to the Christianity or the Christian church outside of being a Hebrew Israelite. They have the 501c3. They believe in the one wife, the hell doctrine, the new covenant. They believe in these conferences every year, men's conferences, women's conferences. I don't know if they have giveaways or whatever, but it's all kind of like spunt over Christianity, if that's even a word. But what I want to do was something he brought up that I want to go into in Luke 1:68. Now we know we see Matthew 5:17, think not to come to destroy the law or the prophets are coming not to destroy but to fulfill. Yeah, he fulfilled that part of business of him having to, die on the crooks, as I call it. But that's only part of it. See, the Most High's time and our time is different. So just because he died on a cross or crooks doesn't mean the new covenant has been activated as these other Jake's spiritual lessons and Bishop Melchizedek, all those guys preach that we are in the new covenant. And I hate bringing that back up because it's disgusting to even think of us being in a new covenant with the mindset of people today and the hell that we're in. We're in hell, literally, right? But this is the new covenant. Well, we're in a condition of hell, let me say that. Because this place is death. That's all hell means. But we're in a new covenant. This is crazy. And that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. And they believe that part. They just don't believe it's going to happen now. See, these are faithless Israelites. This is why they're all about the law. Anyway, Luke 1:68. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. Right? So the question is, are we redeemed? Are we redeemed yet as a people? We'll get into that in Hebrews 8 in a second. And have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, and spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which has been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the promises to our fathers, remembered his holy covenant, right? The oath which he sware to our father Abraham. So we could clearly see this is the old covenant and everything that's happened then, but to the Lord, the one you call Jesus, or they say Christ, Yahushua, he fulfilled one part, but filled and to fulfill is different. The fulfillment of the new covenant and the laws. Let's get that. Let's get that in Hebrews 8. Hebrews 8:8. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So apparently these guys, this group and various other groups, believe when Yahushua died, it started the new covenant. Right? Now, the day of the Lord is 1,000 years. So these guys are thinking this, but Yahushua is with the Father. But let's see what Yahushua said. Let's go here. They believe that the new covenant is activated since Yahushua died. Let's see. Matthew 26 and 29. What is it? 25 and 29. It says, but I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of the fruit of this vine, of the vine, until I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. Now let's switch back. Let's go back to Hebrews again. Now, why did he say that? How in the hell are we in the new covenant, or how in the heck are we in the new covenant, when Yahushua, our Savior, who raised up a horn of salvation to save us, who hasn't come to save us yet, right? That was the start, yes, of the plan, but he hasn't come to save us yet. He haven't fulfilled what he said he was going to set out to do, as in Revelation 1 and 7 says, behold, he cometh in clouds. Then he says, I will not drink the fruit of this vine until I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom, right? So now we're talking about a new covenant on top of a new covenant, right? A refurbished covenant, so to speak. So why would we be in a new covenant if he's saying, look, I'm not going to drink the fruit of the vine till I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom? This is crazy to say that we're in a new covenant. Because let's go further, and this is going to clear it all up, which we've done over and over. Let's go to verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, and after those days. Notice that Iuic never continued to read. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind. Now, and he's talking about the house of Israel. Now, and this group doesn't even teach the elect. They talk about building a nation. So for whatever reason, Yahushua came 2,000 years ago, activated a new covenant. Now, in the new covenant, meanwhile, we went into slavery, right? On ships, we were scattered throughout the globe. This is all in the new covenant now. You gotta, picture this. All these things, and we haven't, as a nation of people, we haven't fulfilled what was yet for us to do. And now we're in that part, that the end times where the elect is ready to be delivered. The wedding is furnished and ready. Right? When he said their iniquities have to be accomplished, we're talking about the whole house of Israel. Right? The nation of Israel, iniquity, and we're talking about 2/3 of our people, still has to be accomplished. Their iniquities are being accomplished. Right? There's a lot more to go before the Lord drinks this wine new, starting with the elect in his Father's kingdom. And it says, after those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws in their mind, and I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. So I guess Iuic is saying, this new covenant we in, he's slowly writing it in certain men's hearts, not the whole house of Israel, because the scriptures here says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, right? For this is the covenant that I will make with the house, G3624. Now, I'm stuck on this a little bit because I'm making a point. The house of God, the tabernacle, the dwelling place. Now, house means several things. The house, persons forming one family household, the family of Yahweh, right? Of the Christian church, of the Old and New Testament. Stock, family, descendants, one. So this is why so many different definitions of the word house. But this is where he said, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel after those days. And then we look in, when it goes to those days, you got to go into the root word of it. It says, there is no that place. And it pretty much says an uncertain affinity. So after those days, let's go back. Let's go back. And I will write my laws into their minds. So the house of Israel will be good when this happened. This is crazy that these people can believe that the Most High is going to write his laws in the minds of the house of Israel. In this, and he said, they will be to me a people. Right? They will be to me a people. And let's go on. And it says, let me go on. And they shall teach, well, let's go back up here. And they shall be to me a people. I will put my laws into their minds. I will write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God. And they shall be to me a people. How is this happening? First of all, you can't keep the laws. You can't keep all the laws. And the reason why Yahushua came is to bring back faith and mercy, true. But the blood being shed was for our mercy, for grace, to cover us until the time we get to the Father's kingdom. We ain't there yet. We need the blood of Yahushua to cover us, to get us to that point, that dwelling place that we need to be, and our heritage. That hasn't happened yet. And that's how he's going to beat us. So you mean the Most High made this beautiful statement here, and then you look at us in this condition we in today. Let's go on to sum this up. This is why they don't read it. They won't read all of it. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Why hasn't this happened? Right? For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins and their iniquities I will remember no more. Right? And in that he saith a new covenant, he had made the first old, now which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. So we in that between time, we're ready for the new covenant. We're ready to bid to the marriage. This group is totally off. They never, and for whatever reason, they didn't keep reading in Hebrews 8 or Jeremiah 31. The Lord said, I will write my laws and put them in the whole house of Israel. He said, when you go up to the 8th chapter, verse, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So where is it that the Lord said he's going to write his laws in our minds and our hearts, and he's going to be to me, we're going to be to him a people, and he shall be our God, as the whole house of Israel. This is sick to believe. This will make the Lord a liar, number one. We're in a new covenant, but look at us, man. This is complete madness to teach a doctrine like that.